Okay, let's get started. If you don't see the Creative Cloud icon up here in the menu, click on Spotlight, the magnifying glass, start typing Creative Cloud, open it up, log into your Creative Cloud account, click on the Apps tab, come down to Illustrator, and if it says Update, you can update it. Don't download other apps and click Open. So we open up Illustrator. Now, we're probably going to see different things here. For one, these are my recent files I've been working on. So you will, as you start working, your recent files will show up here. They may show up in list view or thumbnail view, depending upon which one of these you click. Now, I'm not sure what you're going to see right here. You may see the exact same thing. But what I want you to do is click on Create New right here. See it? Create New, and you get the New Document dialog box. Now, up here in the heading, I'm not sure what you're going to see right here. You may see something different, but up here, I want you to come over to Web. Click on Web. Make sure it's underlined, and that way we're thrown into pixels and an RGB color space. This is exactly what we want, to be working in pixels. The orientation is landscape, not portrait. Tall is portrait. Think of it like a picture of you. Landscape like a picture of, the ocean or something. You turn the camera that way. Okay? The size we want. Now, if you're at computer number 1, 2, 30, or 31, your monitor is 1920 by 1080. So if you see this, you can click on that. Everybody else, don't click on that. Or if you don't see that, you just type in 1920 by 1080 here. But what I'm going to do is just highlight that. For the large computers, you're at 2560. Then I'm just going to hit Tab in order to move to the next field. Tab's on the left side of the keyboard above the caps lock. And then type 1440. Okay, and hit Tab again. Now, let me zoom in here. 2560, 1440, and we're on the Web tab up here. You got it? And we'll title this thing later. Let's create this document, and Illustrator opens up. Now, here's the problem. See my panels? See all these custom icons here? I am working in a custom workspace. I'm going to show you how to set this up. You may see two different columns here. Let me open up, because I think your libraries is open, and I think the libraries opens up in a whole column over here. So what I want you to do is just see this library tab right here? Just grab it and drag it over here, and then click that little X, because we don't need libraries yet. We do, however, need layers, and I don't know if you see layers right now. If you don't see it over here, come up to Window, and then come down to Layers. Is it checked? Okay, I'm going to click on mine so mine goes away. There's no layers here. Window, Layers. Now my layer shows up in Illustrator. By default, you get layer 1. In Photoshop, it's called background. They both work with layers. They work a little differently. One thing Photoshop and Illustrator have in common is the top tool in the toolbar is the tool you want 90% of the time. Okay? And the shortcut in both apps is the letter V. See it? If you roll over this, it's going to say Selection Tool, and I'm going to call this black arrow, white arrow. This is a Selection Tool, and you want this most of the time. Letter V is the shortcut. Now, I don't know if you see the control bar. In Photoshop, it's called the Options bar. So up here, Window, I'm going to turn mine off. Is this what your Illustrator looks like without that there? So come up to Window and choose Control. We want that. If you don't have your toolbar here, it should be there. And I don't know if it's going to be in 2 columns or 1 column. I'm going to work in 1 column because I think that's the default on yours. If you're in 2 columns like this, we'll go ahead and click on it, and you can open it up so you can see everything. Got it? Okay, last but not least, before we get to work, I can't see my entire artboard. So there's a number of ways to be able to see the entire thing. going to come down here. See at the bottom of this screen, there's this little drop-down arrow. It has a number here, and then there's a little arrow next to it. I'm going to click on that and choose Fit on Screen. Now, there's a shortcut for that. If I hit Command plus, if I just hit Command 0, that takes me to Fit on Screen. Okay? So it's under View, and it's going to be somewhere in here. Fit all in window. Oh, there it is. Fit artboard in window. There we go. I use these shortcuts, so half the time I don't even know where these things are in the menu because Command 0 is just my go-to shortcut, so I can see everything here. All right, so you've got the Layers panel visible, you have the option bar visible, you've got your artboard fitting inside this window, the Libraries panel is gone. You ready to get to work? Let's come back. Make sure that you follow these instructions. It'll be so much easier. Let's come back and get started.